this video isn't a recap or talking anymore really about the Qatar Grand Prix itself, but more talking about the conditions that the drivers were subject to. I'm going to talk about like what the problem was, and there were multiple hospital visits or medical room visits from a couple of the drivers, and I'm just going to talk about why the Qatar Grand Prix was pretty dangerous. All right, so some of the drivers that were affected by it the most were Logan Sargent, who had to pull out of the race mid-race due to an illness. Esteban Ocon got sick in his helmet early on in the race. Alex Albon and Lance Stroll both struggled to get themselves out of the car, and then Oscar Piastri in the cool-down room had to lie down, just to regather himself after what he said was one of the hardest races of his life. So there were some factors that played a role in a lot of the drivers' sicknesses, such as the air temperature was 32 degrees Celsius at the start of the race, despite having the sun set well before the race even started. And the humidity as well was also very high. And then the biggest one so far was the cockpit getting warmer and the drivers not having enough airflow, in their suits and stuff. So they would just eventually open up their visor a little bit, which they were just met by huge gusts of hot air coming out from behind the car. And then after the race, there were multiple people wondering if it was even safe enough for the drivers to continue racing at Qatar afterward. There was even a poll that went out asking if the Qatar Grand Prix was too dangerous for the drivers. And as you can see here, almost everybody said that, yes, it was very dangerous. So, yeah, there's a lot of medical attention involved when it came to after the race for multiple drivers, the ones I listed in the beginning, like Lance Stroll, Alex Albon. And I think the biggest factor was the heat, and I don't think anybody else can really disagree with me on that one. And, I mean, Austin is up next, so I hope that we don't have another situation like this Qatar Grand Prix.